Hey everybody, it's Tom, it's FANzine Live. This is the new releases video, and I am really excited to be able to share with you another handful of books from SPX, the Small Press Expo in Bethesda, Maryland. As I record this, I just got back from CXC, Cartoon Crossroads Columbus, and I have a massive backlog of books to go through. And so it is going to be a while before I can get to all of the CXC books. I'm going to try to mix them in here and there. Also still getting stuff in the mail. So we're just going to keep going as fast as we can and get through them. But I want to share everything I've got because, gosh, there's some great zines being made right now. So I think I've got maybe 5 books by 4 artists today. With no further ado, let's go take a look. All right, we're going to kick things off from this week's SPX run-through with 2 pieces by a gentleman named Gerald Dye. He's out of Massachusetts, came down to Bethesda and set up shop and just blew me away with his work. The first one we're going to look at is called Dogs and Wolves. I'll read this bit on the back just so you can see what it's about. It says, "This is the only world they've ever known. 3 delivery boys embark on a journey through the remnants of a crumbling era. As they brave the dangers of their world, they explore what it means to be young, to have friends, and to survive. This slice of life story turns the post-apocalyptic genre sideways, subverts expectations, and brings a new perspective to old tropes." Gerald Dy is an incredible artist, and this was done, I believe, in 2020. So, gosh, I'm missing out. That's more or less around the beginning of COVID, if I recall. So the post-apocalyptic COVID stuff may actually have something to do with this. But anyway, he did a nice little remark for me, nice little signature. But as you can see, this gentleman knows how to draw and draw really, really well. His backgrounds are incredible. His scene setting is pitch perfect. Shading looks great. Looks like he might be going digital with this, but I'm not sure. I think it's digital looking at some of the shading, but largely it's just black and white line work. And he does just a really nice job. And you can tell, of course, that the lettering is hand done. Beautiful looking book, and it's neat. He does some nice world establishing, does some neat stuff with conflict. Apparently dogs have become undomesticated in his world. Kids are off hunting, so it's kind of a Stand By Me in the post-apocalyptic world, and it is a well-drawn book. Just love it. So I had a really good time reading it. I am definitely going to be recommending this one to everybody. Gerald Dy knows what he's doing. And then I note here he's been doing a whole bunch of stuff. He actually did worked on an award-winning Little Nemo Winsor McKay tribute called Dream Another Dream. He got a Mice comic grant. Mice is the kind of the SPX of Boston in 2012 for a Minicomic that he did. He's got a graphic novel from First Second. He studied it. He got his BFA, Bachelor of Fine Arts, from UMass Dartmouth out in Massachusetts in painting. His MFA at Mass Art in the Studio for Interrelated Media, and he teaches as well. So he's got some information here. I'm going to put all this online definitely in the show notes. But let's put Dogs and Wolves, which is again a nice looking full comic book size saddle stitch book, beautiful black on white print, strong cardstock cover. I mean, this is pro quality. This was the piece that actually attracted me to his work. It's called The Cycle, and he is playing with the conventions of what a comic can be here. And he created an accordion where you can, of course he signed it for me, done all in color. Basically, it's a photo accordion that he turned into this. And it's this fun sequence where if you read the thing along, he goes through this cycle of humanity going through this. And then right at the end, you're, something went wrong. So you've got all the images of this alien colony. So then you flip to the other side, and now you have a whole bunch of pictures of nature. And there's one person at the end with a little hut. So here, we may have had some issues with the glare. Very cool. So creative. What was scattered gathers, what was gathered blows away. Heraclitus. Very neat. I love it when people try different things like this, and Gerald Dy, you did really well. So there's his stuff. We'll take a look at some others in just a moment. One thing that I noticed a lot of folks doing at SPX was if they had graphic novels or books to try to sell, they would make a promotional mini comic to entice people to check out their stuff, often just for free, or maybe $1. Look-alike is a day and age mini comic, and I do not have the name of the creator in front of me. I do have some Instagram and maybe Twitter handles here, so I'll put some information in there. But Look-alike was one of those promotional mini comics. So it says, is this you? No, that's some other Asian. Oh God, didn't mean for it to be like that. Oh, just joking. So then they're just joking about the notion of image and body type and the like of being an Asian, and how people just run to stereotypes so quick. Nice cartooning. Neat that he did a little vignette here, working off this notion of the look-alike. I'll put the information in there. He's, I wish I could remember exactly the nature of his work. I'm sure it's in his stuff. But yeah, pretty neat. Nice idea if you're looking for ways to try to promote your book. Here's a treat for people who really liked Strange Times #3, The Worlds of Walking Man, with its rubber stamp art by Matt Levin. This is, of course, my Phoenix Productions edition, which I love to pieces. I'm so proud to have worked with Matt on this. This is called Liberte, and I had the gentleman put his name on it. It's Louis Deux, and he says he's on Tumblr, so we'll make sure that we put his stuff in here. Liberte is a glossy magazine size, like 8.5 by 11 saddle stitch, full color publication. And he doesn't do too many of them. I'm not sure if it's one of 25. I mean, this could be like the first copy he sold. But what he does is he makes potato stamps. These are potatoes. Carves out the designs, throws the ink down, pops it down, and then he builds off of it. And I saw this and I thought, this is just beautiful. I wish I knew if the words meant anything or if they're just supposed to be strange hieroglyphics. But this is really cool. What a neat art book, and what a fascinating way to deliver the art using potatoes. It almost looks like a globe. Very cool. The creativity knows no bounds. Liberte. Our last book that we're going to take a look at from SPX today is An Unremarkable Story by Dana Jeri Maier. She was kind of interesting when I when I picked this up. I think she was kind of trying to make sure I knew what I was getting myself into. Why don't we just step right in and we'll read through it and then we can talk about it afterwards. So yes, 2024, so this is a new release. In 1938, my grandfather, the youngest of five, fled his village in Vienna after the Nazis annexed Austria. Before the Nazis came to power, he and his sister ran a successful alcohol distribution business. By the time he left, he had been beaten up for no reason. Friends since he had known since childhood shunned him. His business was destroyed after acquiring fake papers. He eventually landed in Palestine. It was not his first choice. His ship docked in Haifa illegally at night. For whatever reason, the British didn't send them back. Only one of his sisters made it out of Europe alive. In many ways, it's an unremarkable story. Most Jews have a similar one. We are descendants of people who were, above all, lucky and saw just how easily it could have gone the other way. And now many of us are coming to the startling revelation. What? Keep the world clean. Notice the Star of David in the trash. Oh man, people really do hate us. Until recently, the only times I experienced anti-Semitism, I found it more amusing than anything else. Hey, if you're Jewish, how come your nose is so big? Oh, I'm the first Jew he's ever met. Now I encounter it, spouted in earnest every time I check my phone. Zionists cannot speak at our event. By any means necessary, your family is committing something. Jews are always playing the victim. Here's the list of Zionist authors to avoid. Zionism repackaged white supremacy. Or when I go outside, Zionists will destroy. Zionists are racist cowards. One of the reasons it's tricky to discuss this new anti-Semitism is because I still don't know what weight to give it. That is, I don't feel like a victim of anti-Semitism. I don't feel unsafe or fearful, not for myself anyway. But it also seems less abstract now. Okay. So, that was a shot between the eyes, everybody. And I was talking with her about it. Interesting, she mentioned Vienna. I just was in Vienna over the summer. I have had a chance to read Maus, like many have, Art Spiegelman's masterpiece on the Holocaust. A lot of these images are very similar. Also had a chance while in Europe to visit the Sachsenhausen concentration camp. And so this stuff kind of hits home. I am not Jewish. Not that that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just I don't have that cultural foundation that Ms. Maier has. But I do think that this is a fantastic little piece. Of course, it's professionally constructed and put together. The cartooning is very, very limited, but it does just enough to tell the story. I mean, you can see that he's getting beaten up. You can see what really looks like crystal knocked. You can see how he had to leave. You can see the camp. You can see the angry, waspish person talking to her. The phone. The side eye at the signage. The physical reaction. Really powerful. I'm really glad I picked this up. I am a little bit concerned personally about the way things are going as it relates to our public discourse and dialogue. then throw in the world events. And material like this is stuff that we need to be putting out, that we need to just be talking about and working through as a culture. And Dana Jeri Maier has done a very nice job of reasonably and sensitively posting through her perspective. I'm proud to have this one in my collection. I will put information in the show notes if I can find stuff on it. I think, she did not leave, yeah, she didn't leave any information there. So I'm gonna have to dig around on Google. Hopefully I can find something so that you guys can get yourself a copy if you want one. Thanks for watching. I will catch you next time.